you bitches break.
Good to see you, Ferguson.
Oh, any time, Governor. Glad to help.
Just the four of you?
Well, they said that's all you needed up here, but there's 4 more waiting orders.
Okay, this is the state of play. There's a dozen of them holed up in the rec room. Connors is calling the shots, and they've still got one of my men.
So they had 2.
Not anymore. It's 1 each now.
Is that him in the yard?
Yeah, but it's not working. Now, you know Connors better than I do. What makes it tick?
She'll fight to the end for what she believes in, backing or not.
Who are you?
Jackson.
You 3, get along there. Spread out and take cover. Move!
He's right, but I'm surprised that's not working.
Maybe we've got them fighting amongst themselves.
Joan! I'm letting Walters out through the courtyard door. Send someone to unchain Bongo. And no funny business. Straight trade, okay?
Okay, Connors, it's a deal. Harlow! Here, Curly, get in and release the prisoner. Keep the prisoner covered. Cover him real close, do you know what I mean?
Right, sir.
Letting me! Run!
Stay right where you are, Connors.
Stop, Bongo!
All
Stop,
of my men to
Stop, you
shoot.
stupid bastard! Keep still!
I said, is the cell allocation list ready yet? You two get that there immediately.
Welcome to Wentworth.
I'll go and see what the hold-up is. Can you manage? Yes.
I doubt it. Right, now where's Reynolds?
Stinking murderer.
You shut your mouth. You're on a charge.
Thank you, Miss Ferguson. I'll see you later, Tucker. Sorry about that. Bad night. Can't have been easy on you girls either.
We'll manage. You want to see Mrs. Reynolds?
I certainly do. Looks like she needs a hand.
Murderer, 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 murderer.
On the contrary, you'll soon get this place into shape. Shut up, you noise, you lot.
Murderer.
All right, you 3, what are your names? You, what's your name?
Murderer.
Hands out of your pockets.
Shut up! You'll all be on a charge!
She beat up on the top dog, too!
Quiet!
Get up there, quiet now, Rod.
Why aren't these beds made?
We just got in, miss.
You know what we do to troublemakers in here?
We haven't done nothing.
Exactly. Now, you get these beds made right now. You'll be collected in 10 minutes for your tea.
Jeez, they're going to beat us, too.
I'd like a word with these two, Miss Ferguson.
Certainly.
Well, you think you've got it pretty good, don't you? I just thought I should warn you that I'm still going to be around to make sure you behave yourselves. And that includes keeping your mouths shut about Bongo Connor's death. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Craven.
Because if you so much as breathe a word about that to anybody, you'll wish you were burned up in Blackmore. Are we communicating, Tucker?
She won't say anything.
I know. Thank you, Miss Ferguson.
But I say I like the way you handle things.
Well, from what I've heard, you don't do such a bad job yourself.
You don't see justice done, and I sure as hell will.
You never learn, do you, Connors?
Is there a charge against Craven?
Of course not. I saw the whole thing.
Reynolds won't be easy to shift.
I've done it before.
Yeah, I heard about the last time you took over. Hardly warmed the seat before she was back in it.
She was just lucky that time. I couldn't help it if the circumstances were...
Okay. Nobody's saying it was your fault. It's just that when we tip her out this time, we want to make sure she stays out.
Well, her first mistake will be allowing the men and women to mix during recreation. I think that could do the job.
Could make sure it does.
Thought you might.
Yes, leave it to me. You'll get your governorship, but I want the credit.
I'm only too willing to help.
I'll let you know when you need it. In the meantime, leave the details to me.
Anything I can help with?
No, it just appears that a couple of my officers are having a little trouble settling in. I said I'd help out by speaking to them.
I see.
Oh, look, if there's a problem, if you think I'm infringing on...
No, not at all. Coffee, Mick? Please.
Those two are getting chummier than ever.
Probably cooking up something to make our jobs harder.
I think Craven's determined to have a go at everyone. It's not just Marcy.
Someone's told you about the special buy-up for the men?
Well, they arrived with nothing. It's obvious they've been eating the basics. A few of the other supplies wouldn't go astray either.
Oh?
We've just landed ourselves a whole new clientele. Be ashamed to waste it.
You just said they arrived with nothing.
Nothing but what they were wearing. It's easy to smuggle cash out in clothing, especially in the chaos of a fire.
If you've got any ideas of selling the men contraband, you can forget it now.
But this is the best break we've had in months.
I thought you had brains, Maxwell. The joint is crawling with new officers, and I will not risk the entire operation for the sake of short-term profits.
Whatever you say.
Exactly. On your feet, Connors.
If you've come to tuck me in, I can do it myself.
You know what I dislike about you, Connors? Everything from your smart aleck mouth to your pig pen feet. Doesn't this belong in the rec room, Miss Ferguson?
Yes, it does, Mr. Craven. Prisoners are only allowed their own magazines in the dorms. You know that, Connors.
So give me another 12 months.
What's the matter, Connors? Still overreacting to your brother's death?
You bastard!
Go ahead. Give me an excuse to use it. Give us a moment, would you, Miss Ferguson? I think Connors and I have still got something to discuss.
By all means.
You big man with that wand in your hand.
It's up to you whether I use it or not.
Seems to me you're going to anyway.
That depends on you, Connors, on whether or not you give me the right answers. I'm sure you're aware of just how difficult it was for me to give the order to shoot.
Of course, but you were in a very difficult position. There was no other alternative?
I'm the first to speak on Mr. Craven's behalf, sir. It was a last resort. The rioters simply would not listen to reason.
That's what I thought. Well, don't worry, Craven. What's happened won't affect your service record in any way at all. Unfortunate incident, but unavoidable.
So there'll be no need for a departmental inquiry, then?
Oh, we mustn't forget that I am accountable to the electorate. Justice must be seen to be done. That is, after all, the basis of our democratic system, is it not? It's a simple formality, I can promise you, the merest inconvenience.
But surely the taxpayers' money could be saved by avoiding a full-scale inquiry.
Gone too far, I'm afraid. I've just had a phone call from Mrs. Reynolds. Formal allegation has been laid by one of the prisoners, the, sister of the deceased, I believe. Oh, you know how it is when the wheels are set in motion. However, on that other small matter of the junior officer, Martin Jackson, I think I may have some better news for you on that front.
You know, it's a pity we didn't have more luck with Jackson. Oh, probation. They might just as well have given him a pat on the head and told him to try harder.
Probation's easily breached. And when you're in as governor...
Yeah, you're right. You know, when you come to think of it, the real strength lies here.
You're learning. I think it's about time we showed Connors just how real that strength can be. Those friends of hers, Jenkins and the dizzy one.
Wilkinson.
We warned Connors what had happened to them if she didn't play the game. She's not playing the game, is she?
5 years, eh? You never learn, do you?
I thought pleading guilty and being honest with them might help. So you'll be 8 years old when I get out of here?
Yeah, you should have thought of that before. Come on, showers. Did the Hoskings turn up?
Yeah, they were wonderful.
All right, in you go. 5 minutes, Wilkinson.
Wilkinson?
That's the name she uses.
Sticks pretty close to Connors, doesn't she?
They're as thick as thieves. Why?
I want her in solitary tonight.
I don't know what you've got in mind, Craven, but I don't want her hurt.
Who said anything about hurting her? Breaking Connors won't be easy unless she knows we can put pressure on her friends.
You just remember what I said.
And you remember you don't stand a snowball's chance in hell of making governor if there's any sort of cloud over me at the department.
Don't push me, Craven. Hurry up.
It'll be worth it. You got a problem?
Nothing seeing you back in Blackmore won't fix.
You're forgetting something, aren't you?
Oh, they'll rebuild it. Then I'll make sure that there's a door with your name on it. You're on a charge, Wilkinson.
Pardon?
You heard me.
What for?
Destroying prison property.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I get it. You're dancing and Craven's pulling the strings.
Just shut your mouth, Connors.
Oh, what? I don't suppose you want me up there too, do you?
Stay out of it.
Well, you have to take me now instead.
You'll keep. Come on, Wilkinson.
Oh, so we need something a little more serious, do we?
Don't you be silly. I'll be all right. A few hours in solitary is not going to hurt me.
Come on.
You just make sure she's right, Ferguson!
Well, how do we get up to solitary?
You don't have to worry about that. Just make sure you're awake when your cell's unlocked.
No worries, sir.
My men will get you up there, but get this straight. You have your fun, but no marks, no cuts, no bruises. If you can't resist the lady's charms, make sure you leave nothing to suggest that you've been within 100 miles of her.
So why should I do her any favors?
Matter for yourself, stud.
Damn!
Don't give up your day job, Adam.
Lay off me, will you?
It's got into him.
Wilkinson claims she was raped last night. Adams was duty officer.
Was she all right? Did she
She
say...
couldn't identify who it was, but she said there was two of them. The governor's on her way in here now.
Where's Craven?
He's out in the sports area. Joan, he wasn't on duty last night.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Push them harder. They're exhausted. They can't cause any trouble.
Yes, Mr. Craven. Come on, you lazy mongrels. Put some muscle into it, or we'll be out here all day.
You bastard, Craven! I told you not to hurt her!
Don't you ever do that to me again.
She was to go to solitary, that's all.
Originally. Then I thought, why not let the men have a bit of fun? It's to your advantage as much as mine that Connors dropped those allegations. And there's no point in making a threat if you can't make it stick.
There are other ways.
What's so special about Wilkinson? She a friend of yours?
She's no different to the rest of the rabble.
Then why all the song and dance? This way Connors knows that we're fair dinkum. Wilkinson will be all right in a day or two. I think the woman enjoyed it. Now she's just trying to cause trouble.
If those women need pulling into line, Craven, I will do it.
We might be associates, Ferguson, but don't you ever forget that I'm running this show.
So you might be. But you pull another stunt like that, and I will go to the police and tell them everything I know. Lorelei, I didn't know that this was going to happen.
You set me up to solitary.
I had no idea.
Why are you really here? So you can force me into dropping the charges?
Of course not. I came to see
you
if
and Craven make a great pair. You don't care who you hurt as long as you get what you want.
You should rest.
You know what? When I first came here, I was really glad that you were here. I couldn't understand why all the other girls hated you so much. And now I know.
If I had known that this was going to happen, I would never have sent you to solitary, believe me. Sorry.
Waiting for you, Ferguson. Oh, you're going to pay for what happened to Laurie.
I had nothing to do with it.
Bull!
You put her on that trumped-up charge so those mongrels could get to her. I didn't think you were low enough to have her raped.
I didn't.
Then who fixed it? You tell me you died. Bet your I'll kill you.
Craven?
That bastard.
He warned you, Connors.
Who's next?
I don't know. Now get this thing off me.
Right. You tell him I'm dropping the allegation. But you make it real clear I'm settling the score personally. And it's going to be a lot more slow and painful than anything Laurie or Bongo went through.
Crazy Connors. He'll have you before you get a chance.
If you've got a decent bone left in your body, you fix it so I can see Laurie.
There was no rape.
What are you saying?
There was no rape. We tried to set up Craven. We had to make sure that he was in on it. That way, he'd be out of the way.
And what were you to get out of this?
It was going to be set up for an early parole.
By whom?
Mrs. Reynolds, of course.
I must relieve you of your duties as Governor of Wentworth. Mr. Craven will replace you in the capacity of acting governor.
You don't waste a minute, do you?
In future, you knock before entering this office.
Think yourself lucky I didn't kick the damn thing in. You used me, Craven, and I don't take that from anyone.
Shut up.
I fell in with your filthy plans because I was to take over the governorship.
I didn't plan this, Ferguson.
Oh, do you think I'm a half-wit? When you were out for Reynolds' blood, that suited me fine. I didn't count on you double-crossing me as well.
Now, just a minute. When Reynolds phoned Dwyer, I had to move fast. It worked. Reynolds is out. I wasn't to know he put me in charge.
No, it just fell into your lap.
Your position's still improved. You'll find being my deputy holds far more promise than playing lackey to Reynolds.
And how long before you boot me out and install one of your Blackmore cronies?
Cooperate and it needn't happen. Cross me and you'll be out faster than Wentworth's ex-governor.
If you think that, then you are a fool. Craven and I have been watching this desk for far too long to have you park yourself behind it. Now, if I am not acting governor of Wentworth Prison before this afternoon is out, I change my testimony.
You try it and I'll drag you down with me.
You've already dragged me down far enough. I wouldn't bother with any more unpacking either. I've got a feeling you're just passing through.
Oh, yes, Minister. Thanks for returning my call. No, it's not urgent. It's just to do with my sense of fair play.
Come in.
Yes?
Well, the chair's all yours, Joan, just as we planned.
Oh, how did you manage that?
I had a talk to the Minister and pointed out that it was pretty unfair to appoint me when you were the Deputy Governor.
How right you are.
I also believe that you have the makings of a first-rate governor.
I am a first-rate governor.
Well, there's plenty of work to do. This place is run like a boarding school.
Not anymore.
Joan, I don't enjoy being a governor without a prison, but I'm perfectly happy to share this one with you.
Sorry, Craven. You lost Blackmore, and while you're here, you'll answer to me the same as everyone else. Now get out of my chair.
The governor wishes to speak to you.
On your feet and face the governor.
This way, ladies. Let me start by saying how much we will all miss Mrs. Reynolds. For some reason, she has seen fit to resign her post, and I know we all wish her well. The department has appointed me as her successor.
Quiet!
And until Blackmore is reopened, Mr. Craven will be my deputy. Now, those of you who know me will realize that changes will be made. Those of you who don't, namely our guests from Blackmore, will soon realize that I'm a very easy person to get along with, providing you do one thing: obey all the rules, religiously and strictly to the letter. If you don't, Wentworth will cease to be the pleasant home you've all grown to know and love. That's all I have to say. Carry on, staff. Max will come with me. I won't need you now, Mr. Craven. Perhaps you'd better change into uniform. You do have a uniform.
Not for the last 15 years, no.
Oh, I'll take care of it. In the meantime, I want all officers issued with batons and the perimeter guards to carry sidearms.
Me?
Yes, you, Mr. Craven. Now. All right, a couple of things I want to sort out with you two before we get down to the job. Firstly,
Before you start, Joan, I'd just like to say congratulations. I think you deserve it.
Two things, Mr. Adams. Never interrupt me when I'm speaking and never ever call me Joan. Aside from that, yes, I do deserve it. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
I take it you're still top dog?
Yes.
Good. I want it to stay that way. I also want the shop run as a legitimate enterprise. No loading of prices and no contraband. Understood?
But what does that...
Understood.
Yes. Do you mind if I ask a question?
What is it?
I thought you were doing it for the money. I thought you needed it.
I have what I need.
I haven't. You know why I want that money. It's my future.
Well, now I'm your future, Maxwell. You watch my back, keep the women in line, and you'll have an easy life.
How am I supposed to do that if I can't give them anything? They'll only perform well if they know there's a reward.
So reward them. Tell them that after much discussion, you were able to persuade me to restore the after-dinner rec period. You'll be a hero.
That's it?
That's it. Wait outside for Mr. Adams. And Maxwell, remember, I'm your future. Any comment on what you just heard, Mr. Adams?
No. Well, I agree, if that's what you mean.
Close enough. There are some who wouldn't agree, though. In fact, there are officers who would disagree with my appointment as governor.
Well, I don't.
So you are to be my ears in the staff room, Mr. Adams. I want to know who those people are.
Yes, Governor. Anything you say.
Anything I say. Yes, that's the way it's going to be from now on, isn't it, Mr. Adams? Anything I say.
You're getting slack, Adams. You're supposed to say stand against the wall.
Shut up, Connors. The Governor's here to see you.
Wait outside, Mr. Adams.
But what if she attacks...
Outside. Connors and I are going to have a little chat. I've heard what you lot think about Reynolds. Nice lady, fair. Well, perhaps she is, but that's why she's out and I'm in. I'm no lady, Connors, and every time I've tried to be fair with you lot, I've been kicked in the teeth, so it's not on.
Is there a point to all this? Because I'm getting bored.
The point is, from now on, Wentworth will be a model prison full of model prisoners.
And if it's not?
Oh, if anyone looks like discrediting Wentworth or me, they'll meet with an accident.
Are you serious?
Deadly.
And you've come here to ask me to behave?
I'm not asking you anything. I'm simply telling you that's how things will be from now on.
Fair enough. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't get used to Craven being your deputy because he's a dead man. I'm going to kill him.
You're being stupid.
He killed my brother, Ferguson. He's dead. And if I ever find out you had anything to do with Laurie being raped, it'll be a double funeral. And that's a promise.
Your life, your choice.
Now you see why we have to do it my way?
Mr. Adams tells me you had a little accident, Connors.
Yeah, I accidentally bumped into a screw's fist about 100 times.
You've examined her?
Yes.
Self-inflicted or not?
Well, scratches on the shoulder are, but the others it's a bit difficult
I
to
don't
tell.
think so.
You need to be medically qualified to offer an opinion like that, Mr. Jackson. All right, Connors. Who was it? Mr. Craven? He seems to be the popular choice.
You know what you can do with your Cupid doll, don't you?
I want proof, sister. I will not have my staff being accused.
That's not what's happening, Miss Ferguson. I saw the marks.
Then
and-
thank your lucky stars you weren't blamed. It won't work, you know, Connors. My prison is run on facts. Cold, hard facts. So this attack took place at 3:30, is that correct?
Yes. Connor said that she heard the garbage truck arrive just before Mr. Craven entered. According to the gate guard, that was at 3:25.
And you're prepared to put your career on the line, are you, boy?
I don't think it'll come to that, Mr. Craven. Everything in that report is true.
How do you know?
When I found her, she was hardly in any fit condition to make up an elaborate story like that.
I was in uniform when the hangman had a job, boy, and they were still lying as they fell through the trap. So don't tell me about condition.
It'll do, Mr. Craven. I can't stop you sending this report, Jackson, but I would strongly advise against it. Mr. Craven and Mr. Stark were in this office from 3:20 till 3:45, filling out transfer forms for 2 of the male prisoners. It's on record, Mr. Jackson.
It can't be.
Well, it bloody is, boy. So who's lying? You, your girlfriend, the gate guard, or the governor? I'd suggest you don't say the governor, boy, or that'll really hit your career on the head.
Do anything like that again, Craven, and I'll destroy you. You're out of your mind.
I know what you're worried about, but this way we'll both be happy.
Where did you get that thing?
Confiscated it at Blackmore. I had an idea it'd come in handy one day.
And you think that you can eliminate Connors with that? 5 minutes after allegations of rape under the same restrictions?
Not quite the same restrictions, Ferguson. Anyone could get to her where she is now, and it's obviously a prisoner-made weapon.
I believe I'm hearing this. Have you even considered the consequences?
Why bother? What's anyone going to be able to do about it?
Plenty. The department will be down on us like a ton of bricks.
I can't prove a thing.
They don't have to. A major investigation into the administration here only has to find an unacceptable level of competence. After the last few days, a murder should just about give them that.
That's Anne Reynolds' funeral.
Not while I'm in this chair, it isn't.
You inherited the problem.
What about the police? Murder is of a passing interest to them.
They won't be looking in our direction.
You really think the whole world's a fool, don't you? They will be through here like a swarm of ants digging up God knows what.
That shouldn't be too big a problem. Might even work to our advantage if you think about it.
How?
Well, the police have very simple requirements, really. For every victim, they need an offender. I think we should be able to provide them with one. Makes good sense, Ferguson.
Yes, Miss Ferguson?
Ah, Maxwell. It was about time you and I had a little chat about what the hell's going on out there.
I wouldn't know.
Perhaps I'd better refresh your memory. Thank you, Miss Stout. Right, Maxwell. Press wrecked in the laundry, oil on the workshop floor, the storeroom, the showers. Tell me, what else do I have to look forward to?
I don't know.
Then you better start finding out.
I can't lag, you know that. Anyway, it's none of my people.
Your top dog, Maxwell. They're all your people. It's about time you started to pull them into line.
I don't know if that's...
You stop them. The fools don't know what they're doing. They've got... I'm not prepared to tolerate any more of it, Maxwell. You will call a halt to it immediately, otherwise the women start suffering the consequences.
Yes, Miss Ferguson. I'll see what I can do.
You'll do better than that. If you value your friends...
Disappoint me, Ferguson. You don't think they're going to take any notice of a tap on the wrist like that, do you?
They will. They know what's good for them.
I thought you were different. But you're the same as all the rest. Soft.
What have you done with the crossbow, Craven?
It's in a safe place.
It'll be safer in here under lock and key.
I don't think so. We wouldn't want you to lose it before it's served its purpose.
It doesn't have a purpose. You are not killing Connors.
I'll look after internal discipline. Why don't you just take care of PR?
I don't know how much plainer I can make this, Craven. Connors is to be left alone.
You don't seem to fully understand. And unless you pull your head in, Ferguson, I may not be able to stop my officer telling the world who gave the order to shoot Bongo Connors.
What do you want?
Your signature. It's just a requisition for some extra towels, but I expect you'll want to see to it personally.
Can do without your petty jibes, Morris.
Of course, Governor. Was that call about Jones?
It was.
Where is she?
Police have tracked her down as soon as they overpower her.
Overpower her?
She's holding a gun on them.
And you've given the police carte blanche?
What do you expect me to do? Waste time and go over there myself? And you can make yourself useful by seeing if they've fixed the laundry press.
If you won't go over there, I will. Kath Maxwell could talk her out of there in 5 minutes.
You're not going anywhere. She's taken a child hostage. Now, the police will deal with it in their own way, and you will attend to your duties.
She is a child herself. What do you think she'll do at the sight of 30 police storming the place?
Probably the same as I'm doing. Nothing. You totally disregarded my orders, Morris.
I did no such thing. You refused permission for me to do anything about Joan, so I contacted someone who could.
I told you to leave it to the police.
I suppose it does put you in rather a dim light, doesn't it?
It has nothing to do with it. I will not have my officers disobeying orders and going behind my back.
Jones could have been shot, the boy injured. Would you have wanted that on your conscience?
My conscience has nothing to do with you. I run this prison, and if you can't fit into my system, I'll have you out of here so fast your head will spin, Morris.
If that means totally disregarding all respect for the women, then you'll be doing me a favour. Ferguson.
What are you doing here?
I missed my chance at Connors. I need time to think.
Not in here, you don't. Ferguson. Oh, yes, it's all under control now. It was an electrical fault. Yeah. Yes, I will be reporting it. Thank you. Suppose that's what all the noise was about, brought on by Connors?
I don't know, but my informant will pay dearly.
You'll pay, Craven. You've gone too far, and I won't back you this time.
If you think you can make a scapegoat out of me, Ferguson, you're wrong. I'll bury you in so much dirt they won't even know where to start digging.
After what you did to Wilkinson, I don't give a damn what you do.
Oh, you will give a damn, Ferguson. I haven't started yet.
Yes, well, I'll be doing what I can to cover this mess. But don't you be fooled, Craven. I'll be doing it to protect my own back.
Yeah, that'll be right.
What is it?
Excuse me, Miss Ferguson. The women are refusing to move out of the corridor until you've heard their grievances.
I haven't got time to pander to their whining. Get them back up and move them.
I'm afraid it's more serious than that.
You heard what I said.
They've accused Mr. Craven of attempting to murder Rita Connors.
Oh, really? They might as well. They've accused me of everything else since I've been here.
Connors insists you tried to kill her with this.
All right, I'll see them.
I'd suggest Mr. Craven stays here.
Yes, Mrs. Morris.
I did all I could, Joan. They refused to move off, and they threatened direct action if Craven is removed from the prison immediately.
If there is evidence to warrant an investigation, I'll see to it myself.
Miss Ferguson! Miss Ferguson! No!
Now,
I have to
Wilkinson.
see you. Look, it's about Craven. You've got no idea what he's trying to do. He's trying to kill everybody!
Well, come to my office this afternoon. Tell me all about it then.
Mrs. Morris.
I'll come back and see you. You just rest now.
Oh, please, you have to do something. Zoe's all I've got!
We've got to get professional help.
Yes.
Yeah. We're not moving until we get what we want.
Oh, I'm sure I can change your mind. All right, Connors, I gather you're behind this. What's it all about?
Oh, don't give me that. I reckon you're both in it together.
You're accusing Mr. Craven of attempted murder. You're going to be in big trouble unless you can come up with some evidence.
Mrs. Morris has got it.
Oh, this. Bit crude, isn't it? I've seen dozens of them, usually made by prisoners.
You're not saying one of us would want to knock her off?
Oh, who created the diversion with the stink bomb? Craven? No, of course not. But I've got a fair idea who did. That's enough, Connors. You'll be in there for a month. Mrs. Morris, did you see Craven when you arrived?
No.
Was anyone else in the area?
Only Wilkinson at the end of the corridor.
Oh, Connors, don't tell me you mistook Craven for Wilkinson.
Mrs. Morris, his locker's got to be searched. That crossbow's got to be somewhere.
I'm sure Miss
Yes,
Ferguson...
we will look for it, Connors. Don't you worry. It seems to me that this whole setup was arranged on your orders to discredit Mr. Craven. All right, those of you on first sitting, get a move on. The rest of you, get about your business.
You're not whitewashing this, Ferguson. Go and get the others. The rest of you stay here. If you want us to move, you have to call in the army.
Mrs. Morris, unlock the door and get Connors out.
She's staying right where we can see her until you fix that bastard Craven.
You're on a charge, Marsh. Insubordination and tampering with prison property. Come on, Connors, out. The pound. Let's see if your little friends remember you after a week up there.
You can't do it.
Just watch me. Come on, you can stick around here all day if you like.
Everybody seems to think that I tried to use this to kill Connors. But you're going to tell them that you did. You'll think of a reason. Otherwise, your little girl is his... Ah!
You're not going to get away with this, Ferguson.
He said if she's not handled carefully, she could stay like this permanently.
Good afternoon.
What's good about it? Craven's dead. You realise what sort of a position that puts me in?
Yes, I do. It's all we needed now, isn't it?
What's the story with this Wilkinson? She said why she did it yet?
No, she's still catatonic.
Good. No problems avoiding a scandal, then.
I wouldn't relax just yet. Dr. Bryce said that with special treatment, she could recover.
She's a deranged killer. Why give her a day in court? She'll scream officer brutality and the media will have a field day.
But you can't mean that...
I do mean, Miss Ferguson. The only way we'll keep our jobs is if Wilkinson spends the rest of her life in a padded cell.
Unfortunately, you'd be my logical choice. However, I find it difficult to recommend anyone I couldn't trust to back me.
Well, why worry? I don't want the job anyway. Not whilst you're in the chair, Joan.
Good. At least we agree on something, that's all.
I wouldn't get too comfortable, Joan. When Wilkinson recovers, she'll clear Anne, and you'll be back in the ranks.
If she recovers. And while we're on that subject, if I find any concrete evidence of anyone trying to undermine my position here, you are out, Morris.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right, we're finished. Please don't forget the staff meeting. Right, everyone pay attention, please. I've called this meeting to distribute a new set of rules to try and control the outbreak of vandalism. Unfortunately, someone has wrecked the photocopier, so this will have to do. Would you put them on the notice board, please, Miss Stout?
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Those of you who don't get a chance to read them this afternoon will be able to hear them tomorrow morning when I read them to the prisoners at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
That's right. There will be an extra shift for early wake-up. Those prisoners are going to learn that this is no place for practical jokers.
Aren't things unsettled enough without deliberately upsetting their routine?
They are upsetting my routine, Mrs. Morris, and I will put a stop to it. Any other questions?
Yes. Has specialist treatment been organised for Wilkinson?
Yes, yes. She's being transferred to Ingleside first thing in the morning.
God's sake, Joan, she's in shock. Why can't she be treated here?
It's a department decision entirely out of my hands. Anything else? Good. I can see we'll have no trouble in running a tight ship.
OK, line up in a straight line, please, and keep the noise down. Quiet!
Well, you've all had a lot of fun with your little acts of sabotage, haven't you? From now on, you're going to find that this prison is run by the officers who are paid to do it, not by some tattooed bikie. Something wrong, Connors?
No, Miss Ferguson.
Good. Since none of you can be trusted to walk the corridors of this prison without damaging government property, I'm introducing a pass system so that we will know where each and every one of you is every minute of the day. From now on, no one will be outside a work area without a pass from an officer.
Well, that's Skip Judy.
Yeah, what about the loo?
No exceptions.
No, but I'll be using mine full.
Right, Jenkins, you get to clean the shower block. The security gate to the men's section is completely out of bounds. You will no longer have the run of the shop. Purchases will be made quickly and under supervision. And there will be absolute silence after lights out.
Miss Ferguson.
You have a complaint?
I can understand why some of these rules are being introduced, but that last one is a little harsh.
You don't know what harsh is yet, Maxwell?
God, it's getting as bad as Blackman.
Right, Marsh. The showers will no longer be a social club. Showers will be restricted to 90 seconds.
Oh, come on, let's not get wet in 90 seconds.
Very funny, Simpson. Since you're so concerned about Jenkins, you get to clean the shower block with her. One final thing. If any single prisoner is suspected of sabotage, her whole block will be punished. There will be no alibis. You stick together, you hang together. You can save yourselves a lot of grief by handing over the culprit. Think about it. Right, Mr. Jackson. Get them dressed and get them to muster.
OK, come on, ladies.
Good to see you've come to your senses, Connors.
Come on, ladies.
Come in. Oh, do sit down.
Something wrong?
Not at all. Quite the opposite. I have some good news, Mrs. Pringle. The department has asked me to recommend a senior officer to be deputy governor. I've given them your name.
Oh, I really don't think
There's nothing to think about. You're a trustworthy, conscientious officer, the very sort of person I need.
Yes. Because you think I'm so soft, I'll do anything you want.
Beg your pardon?
You know Meg won't agree with your hard line of the prisoners. So you asked me because you think I'm too stupid to see when I'm being used. Oh, you've never thought much of me in the past, and the feeling is quite mutual. But I will not stand by and see you turn Wentworth into a concentration camp.
Finished?
Sorry, but that's how I feel.
You surprise me, Pringle. If you used half that energy on the prisoners, I'd have little cause for complaint. All right, I can't make you take the job, but it's still there if you want it. All right, get back to work, but I must say that's probably your last chance to move up the ladder.
The governor's coming. It looks like they're ready to take Wilkinson.
Where?
I'll try and stall them.
Where the hell are they taking her?
Ingleside.
No! Laurie, come on, snap out of it. Laurie, listen to me, we're running out of time. Laurie, come on. You can do it, kid.
What the hell? Just wait outside, will you?
Of course, Miss Ferguson.
I will see you two in my office after you've taken Connors to solitary.
Oh, what? Connors had my permission to be here.
Not mine.
I'm sorry, but at least she was starting to get a response.
Well, I hope the trouble you're in was worth it. Put her back with the other women, and I will see you both in 5 minutes.
Come along, Connors.
Going for a little ride, Wilkinson. And one way by the looks of it. Come on.
Oh, take it easy. Come on, Laurie. You'll be all right.
At least she's not going to be giving us any trouble. Nice change. Should see some of the crazies we have to handle.
Her belongings are in reception.
She won't need them where she's going.
She hasn't been certified yet.
Take a look at her.
We're getting 3 ex-Blackmore officers as replacements.
For who?
For your 3 colleagues, the Minister has seen fit to transfer. Mrs. Morris, Mrs. Pringle, and Mr. Jackson.